Greetings, star children. It's me, Hemlock Moonwolf, here with you again to give blessings of the Earth Mother. Today, we will be talking about the latest craze to hit the health-conscious movement. We're talking, of course, about raw water. Raw water, as it's commonly being billed, or also known as unfiltered, untreated, or unsterilized spring water, is the latest craze, especially in places like San Francisco. But it's also currently taking the rest of the United States by storm, especially those who believe that they are health conscious, yet have no idea what that actually means. Much like most of these alternative lifestyles in which you change your diet, it's based entirely around people fearing industrialized ways of living. And it'd be easy to just describe this as people who don't want to drink unfiltered or fluoridated water, but it goes so much further than that. For example, let's look at two businesses that have so far been booming with the water-conscious movement. In the Mission District of San Francisco, you have the Rainbow Grocery that sells a brand of water so popular that it's constantly out of stock. It's sold in glass orbs containing 2.5 gallons of this raw water, and it costs $36.99 each and $15 per refill. This is marketed by a small company called Live Water. And we'll get back to Live Water in just a moment, but first, let's take a look at Liquid Eden. Liquid Eden, which is a water store. Yes, a water store, which opened in San Diego 3 years ago, offers a variety of options including fluoride-free, chlorine-free, and a mineral electrolyte alkaline drinking water that goes for $2.50 a gallon. Trisha, the owner, said the store sells about 900 gallons of water a day, and sales have doubled every year as the water consciousness movement grows. If you have been paying attention to the controversy around bottled water over the past few decades, you know that many people have a bit of suspicion, especially knowing that lots of bottled water comes from effectively the tap. However, this water is usually treated with things like ozone gas or ultraviolet light, as well as being filtered to get any negative microbes out of the water itself. However, for some, this is a disastrous thing. Let's take, for instance, the founder of Live Water, Mukande Singh. He started selling spring water from Opal Springs in Culver, Oregon 3 years ago, but it was a small local operation until this year. Originally named Christopher Sanborn, the spiritually enlightened and renamed Mr. Singh can routinely be seen in his marketing materials, sitting bare-chested, his feet uncovered, and absorbing the power from the earth. Truly an inspirational person. Why don't we listen to what he has to say about Live Water? In regards to filtering water, he says, "You're going to get 99% of the bad stuff out," he said, "but now you have dead water." And I absolutely have to agree with him. If you have water, you have dead water. For instance, water is not alive. It's never been alive. It's a molecule. He says, real water should expire after a few months. His does. It stays most fresh within 1 lunar cycle of delivery. Gauging things off of the moon, truly enlightened. If it sits around too long, it'll turn green. People don't even realize that because all their water's dead, so they never see it turn green. And I couldn't agree more. Obviously, when water turns green, it means it's dead and expired. After all, haven't you seen a fish tank? Obviously, that's dead water. It couldn't possibly be something like algae. That'd be ridiculous. Mr. Singh believes that public water has been poisoned. Tap water? You're drinking toilet water with birth control drugs in them, he said. Chloramine, and on top of that, they're putting in fluoride. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but it's a mind control drug that has no benefit to our dental health. I, for instance, once did an experiment by drinking fluoridated water. I immediately went to the local Walmart and purchased many things that I didn't need, and stuffed myself with Hot Pockets. Obviously, this is all a part of the mind control agenda. The problem, of course, with Live Water and other raw water products is that while you might be getting things that otherwise would have been scrubbed out by filters, you might be getting things that otherwise might be scrubbed out by filters. It is true, the Earth Mother provides all for us. Earth Mother. But at the same time, the Earth Mother is not always a kind goddess. She can teach very stern lessons, and in her precious water that we can imbibe can also include things like E. coli, Giardia, various viruses and diseases, as well as hepatitis A. That's right, hepatitis A. For instance, if you have been drinking from a natural spring water and just upstream a cow took a massive shit, you could potentially contract hepatitis A. And as well, on top of that, it's an extremely infectious disease, so those in close proximity to you, who were not dumb enough to drink live water, could then contract hepatitis A. But then, that's what it's all about when it comes to the natural, holistic way of living. It's all about sharing. And I must share my admiration for Mr. Singh's promotional materials. Here pictured is him drinking from a natural spring. Ah, yes. Nothing quite refreshes me like the healthy taste of dying from shitting out blood. Now, while you yourself may not necessarily trust the government with how to treat your water, there is something important to keep in mind. The Food and Drug Administration does not specify how water should or should not be treated, only the measurement of harmful microbes and bacteria that can be found in food products. For that reason, there is always options available for those who are more healthy conscious to find a way to drink water with confidence. Options that don't result necessarily with you constantly shitting and vomiting for a week. One big fan of the raw water movement is Doug Evans, the founder of Juicero, the startup company which sold a $400 squeezing machine where you could put in various different juices and this $400 machine would squeeze them, when of course you could just simply squeeze it out yourself. But it's not quite efficient, of course. But obviously, this is a man that you can truly trust to sponsor a product which is healthy, especially when he himself was bringing gallons upon gallons of raw, unfiltered, untreated water into Burning Man, a place where people need to rely on constant water to avoid deadly dehydration, and sharing it with other like-minded, healthy individuals. Because of course, if you're in a desert imbibing all sorts of research chemicals, what only complements it the best is perpetual and constant violent diarrhea. Now, with all the perpetual dangers that can come from a product like live water and other raw, unfiltered products, it's understandable because a lot of people have distrust when it comes to the government or chemistry that they simply do not understand. Which is why I, Hemlock Moonwolf, also have an alternative for you, and it's much safer than any of these potentially dangerous and even deadly options for water. You see, over at healingwithhemlock.com, I've begun to sell my own water, but I use the most advanced filtration system to create only the most pure substance. You see, after years and years of being spiritually pure and constantly filtered by various different goddesses and the Earth Mother, I have become, in itself, the perfect filtration system. So, for the low cost at healingwithhemlock.com, you can get hemlock infused and filtered water. Be assured that each individual bottle of Healing with Hemlock is individually imbibed by me and then spit up into a crystal chalice. That'll be $12.95. We can even package large orders contained within our customary all-natural lead containers. There you are. I have brought you an alternative to the potentially dangerous practice of drinking raw unfiltered water. Instead, you can simply imbibe my saliva, which will cleanse your body. Alternatively, you can find me at your closest holistic festival, in which I will tongue kiss you. Same thing, but it's about $20 each. Thank you so much for your time and consideration. I have been Hemlock Moonwolf. Be sure to check out our store, healingwithhemlock.com. And I would like to gift all of you star children with blessings from the earth and its mother. Namaste. There you are. I hope that I have brought you an alternative to this potentially dangerous and Fuck, this is so weird. Oh, man.